Hello friends, how you doing today? My tomato plants have a lot of suckers on them, and I'm going to clip them, I'm going to put them in the water, and hopefully I'm going to get some usable tomato plants out of them that are already quite large compared to what they are. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. This tomato plant has gotten real bushy. Now, I like my peppers to be bushy, but not my tomato plants, because they get real heavy, they fall over, a lot more to have to attach to the trellis. And there's a debate on whether or not suckers are bad for the tomato plant because it'll just suck all the energy into all these other side shoots, or if it doesn't really matter. Well, my goal right here is to trim it up. It has grown wild, but my effort here is truly to cut off all these suckers right here, and I'm going to put them in water. And when I put this in water, it will grow out to be a whole new plant. Additionally, you don't want your leaves, like this leaf right here, is touching the ground. You don't really want that because I believe it encourages blight, which is a disease that tomato plants get, and it will spread. All right, look at that. I know it seems kind of drastic that I'm taking so much off these plants, but that could be a whole new tomato plant very easily. And so anything that looks like it could be touching the ground, I'm clipping, and all these suckers that are relatively close to the ground that I don't want to deal with, then I'm going to take those out as well. As they get larger, I stop caring, but especially when they're low to the ground, I at least want to train it to trellis up and not bush out. It's also important to, any of your cuttings you take out, don't leave them at the base of the plant. Just remove them because you don't want any disease spreading out. At least that's the idea. So now, this looks pretty dramatically different as compared to what it looked like before. But potentially, I could put all this, and I'm just going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I could potentially put all 8 of these in water, and just after a very short period of time, they will root out, and I'll get 8 new plants. And so that way you can be much more productive with a smaller investment of time and effort, whether you're starting from seeds or you buy one start in the beginning and you want to multiply them out. Anyway, that's the idea, and you can see the before and after. I'm pretty dramatically different, but this is much cleaner. It's going to grow straight up, and it's going to be much more useful for my purposes. I took all the suckers and I put them in water. I got a coffee can on the right and a 5-gallon bucket on the left. You want to get this done quite quickly because tomato plants, they drink up a lot of water fast, and they will start to droop very quickly. And so I have them bunched up really tight. They need to be spaced out. But if I give them some time in water, they're going to grow roots quite quickly and can be easily transplanted to form a whole new plant. I have 24 tomato plants, and I easily got 5 to 8 suckers off each plant. So I could potentially have 150, 200 great tomato plants if all these rooted out. You do the math on that. And so I'm going to separate these out into some containers where they have a little bit more space to breathe and grow and root without getting tangled. And we'll see what kind of results I get. Do I get some great new tomato plants that have a big head start as compared to seeds, or something comparable to the big box stores if I'm going out and buying my starts? It's been about 4 days since I have put the suckers in water, and so let's see if we're getting any roots here. All right. Okay, that one is doing quite well. So the roots are coming out. Tomatoes like to grow roots. Let's see what else we got here. This one's just starting. Oh, pulled out a couple of them, but let's see if I can get them to zoom in or focus in. So it's getting some. It's only been around 4 days, and some of them are longer. I'll take this big one, see what I got. All right, so this one is just now starting to get some nodules on it. Sun just popped out from behind a cloud, so it's getting bright. See if we can. It's getting some nodules on there, but this one is about 2 feet tall, so a 2 foot tall tomato plant from a sucker in just 4 days. I'm gonna let the roots grow a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna set them in soil, and then keep them very heavily watered in the soil. But as soon as I start seeing new growth, I know that they've been established. And so that is a way I can get my free tomatoes.